Daytona is Pusha T's third studio album and was released under Good Music Records, with Kanye West being the forefront of the production side. Truth be told, I was very skeptical on how this album will sound due to the massive 3 year gap that we had between this album and his previous release, King Push Darkest Before the Dawn, The Prelude. Not that I had ever have any doubts on Pusha T's lyrical, technical, and just, ferocity in delivering a good, solid, or an amazing project in general. And with the project switching its main producer, it kind of sparked my curiosity and my thirst for this project, because on the King Push release, Timbaland was the main front of the production side, and now it got switched to Kanye rather bit last minute. Because I remember when this album came out, Pusha confirmed that at least 4 months before it was released, Kanye kind of switched up and said like, no, I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna be the production for you. That essentially, increased my curiosity tenfold, because while I've never been the biggest fan of Kanye's newest releases, I've always thought that when he puts his mind, his time, and his emotion down, we can get really good Kanye beats. And I still stand by that. What we have here is 7 tracks of pure coke rap excellence, essentially. Beautiful production, witty, sharp lyrics, and an urgency to prove that Pusha T is still one of the greatest to ever grab a mic. And with Kanye on the production, it kind of increased that kind of stature because of the beats he chose for Pusha on this particular project. The opening track, If You Know You Know, comes right out the gate with brief vocal samples and very textured and layered beats, and Pusha just comes right out the gate with essentially what he does best, which is braggadocio coke rap. The company I keep is not corporate enough. Child rebel soldier, you ain't orphan enough. A rapper turned trapper can't morph into us, but a trapper turned rapper can morph into Puff. This thing of ours, oh this thing of ours, a fraternity of drug dealers ringing off. I just happen to be alumni, too legit they still looking at me with one eye. What's also captivating about this track is how the hook is so catchy and how it goes so well with Kanye's choice with that buzzing melody in the background. What? It's just that added factor of not only it being a dope track in regards to his Pusha's lyrical ability and delivery, but also on the aspect of production. It's catchy, it hits you where it needs you, and it's very potent. That's all I gotta say. Games We Play has the same overall structure and topic as the opener, in that he raps about the life that he lives, or he used to live, of being this drug dealer rapper, essentially. What's so captivating about this track is, again, Kanye's beat. Very sample heavy, layered, but very lush. And this mysterious guitar sample in the background really adds that bit of, catchiness, like I mentioned before in the opening track, If You Know You Know. So all of my young, I'm your ghost in your ray, this is my purple tape, save up for rainy days. Anytime an MC shouts out Wu-Tang in the most creative and boisterous persona gets a point for me. And if you guys may not know, goddamn, purple tape, only built for Cuban links. Pusha said himself that was his blueprint. It's one of his favorite albums, and it kind of matches the persona of this album as well. No jewelry on, but you richer than everybody. You laugh a little louder. The DJs say your name a little prouder, and we don't need a globe to show you the world is ours. The other thing I did notice about this album, the more and more I listen to it, is how catchy the hooks are. And the more and more I listen to it, all these hooks just get stuck in my head. For instance, the track Hard Piano has this sort of anthemic feel to its presence, with the layering of the choir-like cadence of the man singing, and the track Comeback Baby's sample-heavy singing on the hook, combined with its beat switch up, has a sort of like night and day feel, which is a perfect contrast essentially, and really sticks in your mind of how masterful not only Pusha's delivery of just that raw, devilish cadence, but Kanye's ability to counteract that with a more somber and lush sound. The track Santeria is the only track on the album that has an emotional weight to its subject. In this track, Pusha talks about one of his bodyguard being killed in one of his tours. And to add that very depressing and dark tone to the track, 070 Shakes. Now, I don't even know how to pronounce that name. She delivers a haunting performance that till to till today still gives me chills. You killed God's baby when it wasn't his will, and blood spill. We can't talk this shit over. Essentially, talking about how the bodyguard has a special place in his heart, and how could you, kill a God's baby? How could you kill this innocent man over something that it wasn't his fault? Hence the will line in the end. Now, with that said, I can't leave this review without giving a shout out to one of the most underappreciated elements in this whole project, and that's Kanye. Kanye has managed to blend the perfect beats, the perfect sound, and the perfect tone for the album. And in combination with Pusha's devilish cadence and very witty and potent wordplay, it adds a bit more to his character and to his persona of this coke rap and no mercy rapper. And it creates something dark but as well as beautiful and harmonious. This is the Kanye production that I've missed. This is the Kanye production that I wish was on his past 3 records, 3 albums essentially. Now, in terms of features, I think that might be one of the gripes, a little gripe that I have about this album. Kanye is featured on the track What Would Meek Do, and I guess his verse is serviceable enough. His intro and transition into the topic, into his verse, was a bit of a chuckle worthy, because when I first heard it, I was just like, wait, what the hell am I listening to? But the more and more I listen to it, I kind of get what he was going for, because he is, I don't want to say this sentence, but he is Kanye, and he kind of has that I'm Kanye and I can do whatever that I want personality. With this one, I think it works. It could have been better, but I'll have to say it's not as I would say monotone as the Rick Ross feature on this thing. Now, I've never been a big fan of Ross in general. I mean, I do like a couple of his songs here and there, but I've never been a full like, oh, there's an album dropping by Rick Ross, I gotta get on that as quickly as possible. And this kind of highlights why I just don't like Rick Ross in general. His verse on Harp Piano seems very boring to me. There's no, and maybe it's because of Pusha T's, first initial entrance to the track, of how he has this presence in which he cuts the beat in half, in which the beat creates an atmosphere, and Pusha T's cadence and just devilish wordplay just goes in and jabs everything and just slice through it. And with Rick Ross, he just rides over it, and to some people, it is a pointer. It is something they are looking for in an MC. But I think it's because Pusha T's entrance was so much stronger and so much potent that when Rick Ross came, it just seemed very bland and very monotone and just very boring to me in general. I want to quickly talk about Infrared, not because of the Drake diss. Well, partly because of that, because it kind of started off the whole story of Added On and the Joe Budden podcast and the drama and so on and so forth. I think that track was interesting because he didn't set it up as a diss. I don't think so personally, because I felt like Infrared, though, has shots at Drake, it's not fully, a diss track. Duppy Freestyle and Story of Added On was a diss track to each other. Infrared, I don't think is a diss track personally to Drake. He did throw shots at Drake, but maybe that's the reason why people call it a diss track. I still think that that's just a boisterous MC looking for a fight. He does quickly throw jabs at Drake, like this line here, this line here. It's a quick jab, but it still hurts. Other than that, Infrared is part of the Daytona project, and I love Daytona. Now, thank you guys so much for watching my review of Pusha T's Daytona. What the robot thinks of Pusha T's Daytona is that the robot thinks that it's an amazing, straight to the point, coke rap excellence hip hop album. Now, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to share it if you do like this video a lot and want to share it to your beautiful, beautiful friends. Don't forget to follow the What the Robot Instagram account where I do song reviews, quick artist reviews, and essentially brief talks in caption of music subjects or music artists in general. So again, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and don't forget to share it. So that's my time for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Peace!